ask you what is 1 and 1, you will say it's simple, it's 2. We have been learning it since ages. Yes, but let me tell you this story and check back your perspective. This story is of Rohit, whose teacher is teaching him additions. And she tells him, Rohit, 1 and 1 is 2. Okay, time to check. So she tells him, Rohit, if I give you 1 banana and I give you another banana, how many bananas will you have? And Rohit says, I will have 2 bananas. Correct? She thinks of checking one more time, and this time she tells him, Rohit, if I give you 1 apple and I give you another apple, how many apples will you have? And Rohit says, I will have 3 apples. 3? No, Rohit, 1 and 1 is 2. Yes, it is 2, but Rohit is having another apple in his bag. So for him, 1 apple and another apple with this apple is becoming 3. If we take 1 chewing gum and we take another chewing gum, we will get 1 bigger chewing gum. In binary system, 1 and 1 is 1, 0. So now we know 1 and 1 can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3 for Rohit, or it can be 1, 0. And that is power of possibilities. When we go by is, we restrict, we limit all the possibilities. And when we go by can, so many possibilities open up. Let me tell you an interesting experiment on frogs by Jerome Letwin in 1953. This study was known as What Frog's Eyes Tell Frog's Brain. And it was concluded that frog's eye can see only 4 things: change in contrast, change in illumination, change in motion, and curves of outlines of small dark objects. In short, frog's eyes can see only whatever is required for its survival. It doesn't know its mother's face. It doesn't know whether it is sunset or sunrise. Whatever it is known to him is related to its survival. Don't you think even our eyes become like that? And our hunter-gatherer's brain does not prioritize thinking. It focuses on short-term results and instincts. And that's why we don't look for possibilities. We only look for whatever we know already, whatever perspectives we have all the time. Take my case. I started my journey from a very small village. I studied in vernacular medium and I was an extreme introvert. The thought process was, since I have started from a small place and I am an introvert, I can't succeed in life. I can't speak up because only those who are extroverts and they go to good schools are able to manage these things. But then something changed for me and I started looking for can and I became a possibilitarian. And see, I am here today. Let me tell you my 4 mantras of moving from is to can. Number 1, create new mental models. What are mental models? These are the constructs, these are the frameworks through which we look at the world. Neuroscience has taught us how anything comes to our consciousness. First of all, sensory information is stored in brain. Brain processes it and simulations are created. And that's how the understanding of scene is developed for us. World comes to our consciousness through the stories that we have been told, through the constructs, the mental models we have, or the perception or experience that we carry. If we have restrictive mental models, our understanding of the world too will become very restrictive. Remember this age-old question, why did chicken cross the road? If you are Newton, you will say that chicken was in motion. An object in motion will continue to remain in motion. If you are an evolutionary biologist, your response will be, maybe chickens saw a mate across the road. If you are a neuroscientist, the thought process would be that neurons fired in chicken's brain and they propel the motion. So many possibilities for why chicken crossed the road. Think of our lives. So many possibilities exist, but we are unable to look at them because we have very limited mental models. The positive news is our brain is made up of billions of neurons and trillions of network connections. That is a huge neural power for us to create new learnings, new pathways, and possibilities. Now, how I do it is three things. Number one, unlearning. If we want to learn something new, unlearning is first step. Remember, we had to unlearn crawling when we started walking. That's why unlearning is the first step. Number two, be out of your comfort zone. When we are in our comfort zone, everything is so comfortable. But the pace at which world is changing, if we don't move out of this comfort zone, soon there will not be any zones left for us. And third thing to create new models is to connect with people from diverse background. Have childlike curiosity. When we do these things, our brain gets stimulated and new mental models are created. After mental models, second thing is self-leadership. What is self-leadership? It is about directing our thoughts, behaviors, actions, and even emotions towards achieving our goals. As Peter Drucker says, we are chief, captain, and CEO of our life. And why not? If we don't take care of our life, who else will do it? So for me, there are again three steps to achieve this self-leadership. Number one, self-awareness. Sounds very funny, but we don't know ourselves well. We don't understand how do we behave in a particular situation. We don't know our strengths. We don't understand our areas of improvement. And that is why we are not able to improve or we are not able to leverage our strengths because we are not aware about them. So first thing is to understand ourselves well. How do I do it? I use feedback. As they say, feedback is breakfast for champions. So feedback is crucial when it comes to understanding self. Second is psychometric tools. I rely on psychometric tools to understand my underlying behaviors, my mind maps, and my adaptable behavior. And third is reflection. For me, any learning comes from reflection. If I did well, why did I do that? Or if I could not do it, what was the reason? So I dwell upon both the success and mistakes and failures. And I learn from both and then leave them aside. So that is my mantra for self-awareness. Next is self-acceptance. Now that we know ourselves, we must accept ourselves. Because if we don't accept ourselves, there will not be any progress. We must have unconditional positive self-regard. That doesn't mean we will not improve. It does mean that nobody is perfect and all of us needs to continue to improve ourselves every single day. And finally, self-management. Self-management is like having an internal locus of control, where we think that our own actions decide our destiny. It's not someone from outside who is deciding our future, but our own actions, and we take responsibility for them. And this comes from adaptability, from being relevant, and continuous learning efforts. After self-leadership, the third thing that I rely on is resilience. Resilience is capacity to bounce back when there are adversities. Most of the times, the thought process is that whenever an adversity is stuck, we feel that, why me? Did it happen to me? Why anything negative happens to me? And I used to think it that way also. I used to think why I did not get an opportunity to start from a large city or from a good school. Why it did happen to me? But now I understand that suffering is a shared human experience and everybody goes through them. And that is why we have to take challenges head on and move forward and create possibilities. Let me tell you a story here. This story is of a man from Hungarian army. He was a world-known shooter and was slated to win a gold in 1940 Olympics. However, in 1938, a tragedy struck and his right hand was blown off in a grenade explosion. And along with that, his dream also. He had only one dream, to represent his country in the Olympics and win a gold for the country. He was in hospital for quite some time and he had this thought process of victim. Why did it happen to me? It was just 2 years away and I could have achieved my dream, my goal of life. But destiny did it to me. However, this man was a possibilitarian, and instead of thinking why me, he started thinking what more can be done. What can be done in order to still achieve that dream? And he found a solution. He started training from his left hand. In 1939, he went for national championship. And his friends thought he's there to cheer them up. And he told them he was not there to cheer them up, but to fight and win. And he won the championship. He didn't stop there. He continued to practice for Olympics. Unfortunately, once more, there were challenges, and 1940 and 1944 Olympics were called off due to World War II. He still did not give up. He continued to practice, and at the age of 38 in 1948, he got a gold medal in Olympics. And he repeated the same feat in 1952 Olympics as well. He converted from why me to why not me. This guy was named as Takas, and he was a possibilitarian. In the process, he created history. Second thing about resilience is gratitude. If I am alive today, I must be grateful. If I am getting 3 meals a day, I must be grateful. Research has shown that when you are grateful, you are more resilient. This research was conducted at Georgia Southern University. And they proved that when you are having resilience, you are having positive emotions. And with those positive emotions, you are open to seek help. And when we seek help, one or the other door surely opens. And they also prove that when we are having gratitude, we are having curiosity, we are having creativity and open-mindedness. And because of that, we are able to find solutions. And that's why gratitude helps build resilience. Third thing about this is self-love, self-compassion. Whenever there is a challenge, we should ask ourselves, the behavior that we are showing, is it helping us or is it hurting us? If it is helping us, continue to do that. But if it is hurting us, we must get rid of such a behavior. So self-acceptance, self-love is another important ingredient for resilience. And the fourth mantra is mindset, growth mindset, and power of yet. Mindset is set of attitudes held by people. And it is mindset that decides whether we will thrive in face of adversity or we will just get bogged down. Society tells us that we have to always look smart. So many a times we don't enter into a situation where we are not sure of winning because it's societal norms that we must win. And in the process, we let go of multiple opportunities. But people who are having growth mindset, they think that talent is not limited and it can be developed through feedback, learning, and various other strategies. Such people continue to learn and they continue to grow. And they invest their energy in learning rather than looking smart. But the people with fixed mindset have a thought process that talent is limited, and that's why they put in all energies. They are consumed by the thought of looking smart with whatever they have, and they don't put in efforts into learning continuously. In 2006, Dr. Carol Dweck released her book named as Mindset, the New Psychology of Success. And she explained these terms there. So for me also it's power of yet. If I have not done something, it is only a matter of yet. I will be able to do that is what my thought process is. Let me end with this story of two salesmen who were sent to Africa to explore potential of market by a shoe manufacturer. One of them was sent to East Africa and another one to West Africa. The one who was sent to East Africa explored the market, analyzed the opportunities, and responded to headquarters, stating that this place is hopeless, no opportunity, no one wears shoes here. I am coming back soon. The one who was sent to West Africa also analyzed the market and responded, stating that this is a huge opportunity. No one wears shoes here and we can capture full market. Send inventory quickly. The second one was a possibilitarian. He created possibility when there seemed to be none. In our life, we have to choose whether we will go to east or we will go to west. In today's time, change is the name of the game. And being possibilitarian is only winning strategy. Thank you.